Welcome back to the Brant channel. Today, I've got something a little special. Have you ever been at your day job and you hit that little news icon in the bottom left of Windows 11 and it recommends you just a bunch of articles. Sometimes with these articles, they can, since all of our data is tracked anyways, it can recommend you some amazing anime lists. So today, I have curated 3 beautiful anime lists to review and give my 2 cents on. I guess just a tiny little disclaimer, everybody is entitled to their own opinion on anime. There's no objective opinion when it comes to anime because everybody has different tastes. People can have opinions, it doesn't matter, just live your life, alright? But right now, I'm gonna be critical. I am gonna rip into these lists and see if I can't dig up anything a little suspicious, if you know what I mean. There's a multitude of news outlets and blogs that do release this kind of content. Everything is different, everything is opinionated. Like I said earlier, let's just agree to disagree, and that's what this contributor also says. Let's agree to disagree. Let's go ahead and get started on the first list, which is this BuzzFeed contributor's top 30 anime of all time. Let's just do it, man. All right, so let's start off with number 30. Get some background knowledge. He's been an anime fan for a long time, so this better be a good list. So we've already got something interesting to start off with. So Solo Leveling at number 30. Solo Leveling is an interesting show, mainly because of its popularity. The animation is fantastic, and I will admit, while I was watching Solo Leveling, I did enjoy watching it. But in terms of storytelling, character writing, and pretty much everything except for the action, it is lacking. But I do see the appeal, and I did make a video a while ago that was kind of a gag because Solo Leveling won Anime of the Year over Frieren. At least it's not in the top 10, right? So number 29 is Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise is a enjoyable series. Mappa did do a great job with the animation. I feel like the story is creative and interesting. 29, depending on what is ahead of it, I feel like it's valid. Mashle. I watched Mashle after the opening kind of went viral. It was another kind of turn your brain off series. So from his first 3 anime, I can tell this guy just likes turn your brain off action. It is certainly an interesting series with good animation and an interesting main character with decent power mechanics. I mean, 28, it's not in the top 10. As of right now, I can't say too much because I don't know what's going to be ahead of it. Fire Force, that's certainly an interesting pick. I do enjoy Fire Force, but I feel that the story kind of got a little wonky. The one character, Tamaki, a lot of people hate Tamaki. She's definitely there just for fan service. It's just another anime trope. Fire Force at 27, I do feel that it is better than Mashle. Yeah, I mean, it's a good series. It's just a good series. 27, it's alright. Spy Family at 26. So Spy Family kind of hit the ground running and became a major talking point during season 1. I personally have not watched it since season 1. I did watch a few episodes of season 2, but it just didn't hook me the same way that season 1 did. It's certainly a great show. We still have a bunch of modern shows on this guy's list during the first, 5 series? Spy Family at 26, I don't have much to say about it. It's a good series. So Berserk at 25, if we're talking about the Berserk anime adaptations, I feel that this is valid. I have not watched the 90s adaptation, but if we're talking like the CGI adaptations, then I feel like that shouldn't be on the list. So this is definitely the 90s adaptation. I have not watched it. My buddy Andrew and other people tell me I should. Berserk at 25, I feel like it could be higher just given how important Berserk is for manga, but since this is just the anime, I feel like 25 is valid. Alright, no. Akame ga Kill is the most basic of basic stories for an edgy teenager. Look, when I was 14, I liked Akame ga Kill, and then I rewatched Akame ga Kill and realized, holy shit, this is not that good. It is so not creative. It just plays off the edginess and the shock factor of character deaths to, you know, evoke emotions. It's not a good story. The only good characters are Akame and Esdeath. Good lord, the only good thing about this story is that everybody died. Peak storytelling. It's not the 24th best anime. It's just not. Solo Leveling is better than Akame ga Kill. 24, that's way too high. So Summertime Rendering. I haven't watched it. I know it's about time travel and it's like a mystery. Since I haven't watched it, I can't say much on it. From people that I've watched on YouTube, they say it's good. So I don't have an opinion on this. I'm sure it's better than Akame ga Kill. Cyberpunk Edge Runners at 22. So Cyberpunk Edge Runners is a special anime in my opinion. The ending was fantastic. I feel like the show was creative. The video game, I have not played the video game. It's been sitting in my library, so maybe I'll stream it, who knows. But Cyberpunk Edge Runners at 22, that's not offensive at all. It's a good series, great soundtrack. Chainsaw Man at 21. There's only been one season, and that's the problem with Chainsaw Man. I feel like as there's more episodes and seasons released, that it will move up on my personal list. I am obviously excited for the movie. You know, Chainsaw Man 21, I feel like it's a bit high for where the series is at right now, but as the series evolves and continues on, I feel like 21 would be a valid spot, if not higher. I just feel like its length right now hinders Chainsaw Man. Death Note at 20, I'm surprised it's this low because Death Note is typically in the top 10 or top 5 of these lists that I see. So Death Note, obviously a classic. Number 20 is a bit interesting. I feel like it should be higher, just given how easy it is to watch. A lot of people, Death Note is their first anime. Rurouni Kenshin, this is a classic, a story about an assassin who, you know, starts trying to change his life. I actually have not seen Rurouni Kenshin. I know, Boomy, so I don't have much of an opinion on it, but I've heard it's very good. Dragon Ball Z at 18. Dragon Ball Z, obviously the godfather of shonen, some of the best fight scenes in all of anime. Dragon Ball Z is probably the strongest the series has ever been. I know Super and Dragon Ball and all that. You know, Dragon Ball Z, I feel like it should be higher, but it's an opinion, so this guy might just not like how old it is. I don't know. It's a very influential series. Hajime no Ippo, another one I have not seen. My buddy Andrew, of course, he gets mad at me because I don't watch his recommendations. If there's an anime that you want me to watch, don't tell me to watch it. Actually, tell me not to watch it because I'll probably end up watching it. Hajime no Ippo coming out in 2002. Apparently one of the best sports anime ever made. At 17, I feel like it's valid. Hunter x Hunter, I got 30 episodes in, I dropped it. I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But the 30 episodes that I watched were very enjoyable. I like Killua a lot. I feel like his character's really interesting, kind of the badass assassin. At 16, I feel like it could be higher, but we'll see what's ahead of it. The episodes I have seen, I enjoyed. I need to watch it. So Tokyo Revengers. I've got a vendetta against this show. I watched this show throughout the first season and then I read the manga. This show is the perfect example of how an ending can ruin a series. I hated the ending of Tokyo Revengers, and I honestly, after season 1, I feel like it just got bad. Tokyo Revengers at 15, ahead of classics like Hunter x Hunter, Hajime no Ippo, Dragon Ball, Death Note, Cyberpunk. No, I disagree with your opinion. I think you are wrong. It's not the 15th best anime. It's not even top 30. One Piece at 14. I'm still on Thriller Bark. No, the pacing of this series is kind of alright. That's why you watch One Piece, apparently. One Piece should be in the top 10, and that's just because of how great the world building is. The characters are colorful. The art style is interesting, and the fight scenes and power-ups are amazing. I just feel like the world building should put One Piece in the top 10 automatically, just because of how expansive the world is and how interesting the world is. Trigun is a fantastic series. Vash the Stampede is one of my favorite characters in all of anime. He's like so carefree. Peace. He wants peace. He doesn't miss a shot. Trigun at 13 is very valid. Blue Eye Samurai, I haven't watched it, so no opinion on it. We'll move on. Yu Yu Hakusho. Yu Yu Hakusho has a very interesting power system. I feel like it is one of the shonen greats. And at number 11, I feel like that is incredibly valid. Just seeing the growth of the main guy, Urameshi Yusuke. Yu Yu Hakusho really, it helps shape the delinquent kind of trope. Got nothing bad to say about it. Rising of the Shield Hero at 10, in the top 10 is certainly a choice. Rising of the Shield Hero had a solid first few episodes. You know, I thought this series was gonna be great, and then it just became not that interesting. I lost all interest in the series. And I enjoy my isekai. I enjoy my power fantasies, but at number 10, really? In front of Hakusho? Trigun? One Piece? Just no. It's not a top 10 series. I'm sorry. So number 9, Shampoo. Another series that Andrew begs me to watch. I have not seen it, but it is by the same guy as Cowboy Bebop, so I've heard it's got the vibes. It passes the check. I'm not gonna say anything on it. I'm sure number 9 is great. And here we go. My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia had so much potential. It's not a bad series per se. I'd say it's still a good series. It's a good shonen, but there's just something about it I don't understand that just pushes me away from My Hero, and I don't know what it is. It might be Deku, the main character. It might be him. I don't really like his character. At number 8, in front of Trigun especially, I disagree. I think it could be a top 30, but I think 8 is too high. So number 7 is JJK. So I enjoy Jujutsu Kaisen. Gojo is a great character, and Itadori is a good protagonist, and Curses is a great power system. But number 7 in front of Trigun, in front of Hakusho, it's a good series. I feel like they need to release more. The animation is just next level. The story does not fall even close to some of the other series that are on this list that are ranked lower. But I mean, in the top 10, JJK is a great series. So Cowboy Bebop at number 6. All right, I'm a big Cowboy Bebop fan. I feel like Spike is one of the best protagonists in anime. The style of this series can't be beat. The vibes of this series really influenced a bunch of other series. You know, that jazz soundtrack. It's a great show. The final episode, I feel like the story ended off a little rough, but oh well. They left it open for interpretation. Vinland Saga at number 5. One of the best manga to ever be written, and the adaptation is not slowing down on that. The animation is great. The scene direction is great. I can't complain about Vinland Saga at number 5. So we'll continue on. We're Naruto Shippuden. So without the filler, valid. With the filler, it kind of hurts its ranking in my opinion. I'm a big Bleach guy, and Bleach with the filler, it hurts its ranking in my opinion. I'm gonna give Naruto the same treatment that I would give Bleach, but number 4, you know, Naruto, it's a classic. Everybody likes Naruto. I don't think I've met a person that's been like, oh, Naruto sucks. So the Demon Slayer movie just came out. The first arc of the first part of the Infinity Castle, and the animation is second to none. I don't think I've watched a more beautiful anime series than Demon Slayer. It's just that the story of Demon Slayer, I feel, is so basic that it hurts that the animation is so good. But I mean, Demon Slayer at number 3, I feel like it could be top 15, top 20, just because of the animation. And I mean, the story is decent enough that it is an incredibly enjoyable series. I don't agree with number 3. It should be lower. I understand why it's at number 3 on this guy's list. So, you know, respect. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood at number 2. So Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, hailed as one of the greatest anime of all time. The comedy, the story, the power system, it's all great. And I feel like it's one of the most inoffensive stories to ever be released. It's very basic story. I know I said Demon Slayer has a basic story. Fullmetal Alchemist has a basic story, but I feel like it is elevated in a way that makes it more interesting and more enjoyable of a watch. I feel like it's a top 10 series. It's typically hailed as one of the best anime series of all time. So I'm not going to complain with it at number 2, but let's see what number 1 is, and I've got a feeling I know exactly what it is. There we go. Number 1, Attack on Titan. Who could have seen this coming? Attack on Titan, obviously just one of the most beautiful stories ever told in fiction. The animation lives up to the story that is being told throughout the series. It's just a series of twists and turns, and I completely understand why Attack on Titan is at number 1. Would I put it at number 1? It's definitely top 3. I'm not going to complain about that at number 1. But how would I rate this list overall as a connoisseur? Now, of course, there are series that I haven't seen. That's not a good thing. I should watch more anime. I just work a full-time job. It is unfortunate. Overall, I would give this list a 7. 7 out of 10. There's a few series that I feel should not be as high or as low. Let's move on to the next list. So now here we go with some really, really spicy takes. The top 15 most overrated anime of all time. These series do not deserve the ranking that they have, according to this guy. Let's see what he's got to say about our favorite series and series that we enjoy and don't think are overrated. Rather, we think they are properly rated, if not underrated. So let's go ahead and see what the top 15 most overrated anime of all time are. Let's get started, shall we? Number 15 is Dragon Ball Super. So I mentioned Dragon Ball Super when we were talking about Dragon Ball Z earlier. I've heard that it is relatively overrated. Apparently, it's pretty much just trying to make the verse stronger. I don't know if that's true, but Dragon Ball Super at 15. Black Clover as a overrated anime. I understand this. Black Clover, in the beginning, at least, seems like a Naruto clone. It honestly is. You know, you got this guy who's got no powers, not strong at all, gets one of the most broken abilities in the series, and has a demon inside of him. Sounds like Naruto. I don't know if it's overrated, because I don't think a lot of people really view Black Clover as really good. I feel like a lot of people view Black Clover as okay. So I don't think it deserves to be on an overrated list. I'd say it's properly rated overall in the anime community. I mean, same with Dragon Ball Super. I mean, these aren't really overrated as they are because they're not viewed as super fantastic anime. Seven Deadly Sins. Nobody thinks Seven Deadly Sins is good. It got bad. The animation got bad. I don't think anybody views Seven Deadly Sins as good, so overrated is kind of silly to call it. Inuyasha. Now this is the first really interesting entry on this list. Inuyasha is probably one of the most influential, I guess, shoujo, and a lot of people remember Inuyasha as being a great series, but they say the plot barely moved an inch. I don't know if I agree with this. Oh, he even said, for all its cultural importance, Inuyasha is a slog to rewatch. Akame ga Kill. This is a fantastic take. Akame ga Kill is so overrated. I agree with this. No Game, No Life. There's no season 2. What are we supposed to do with that? Everybody's clamoring for a season 2 of No Game, No Life. I can't say much to that. Saying it's overrated is interesting. I'm at like a middle point on this entry. If they continued on with the series, it would get better. Demon Slayer at number 9. The animation carries everything. So this is a common take. I low-key agree with it, very slightly. People saying that it's one of the best of all time, it's animation talk. I understand being in like the top 20. Fooly Cooly, random nonsense with guitars. I disagree with this take. The just wackiness of the series and the music by the Pillows. Oh my goodness. I disagree with this. A bunch of people haven't even seen Fooly Cooly. Death Note. Okay. He's coming out swinging. Anime peaked with L and never figured out what to do with it after that. Okay, I kind of agree with that. You can't put it in overrated when it's such a good series. There's just one tiny portion. Backtracking here because I said the same thing about Tokyo Revengers, even though I feel like Tokyo Revengers is just not half as good as Death Note. I disagree with this. Number 6. Cowboy Bebop. No. I feel like it's just one of the best stylistic anime. Saying that there's not enough story, I don't really agree with this. I feel like Cowboy Bebop is properly rated. So, One Piece being overrated is certainly a take of all time. It's one of the best, if not the best shonen to ever be released. Its cultural impact, the fan base, and saying that it is overrated just because of the pacing, I disagree. Even with the pacing, it does not ruin the show. It's literally a cultural phenomenon, this show. Your Name is one of my favorite anime films. I'm a big romance guy. In my romance video, go check it out, I did say to watch Your Name. You just need to watch it. You just need to watch it. The animation is great. I feel like the story is great. There might be a few plot holes. Your Name being at number 4. No. Naruto. And this is the original Naruto. This is not Shippuden. Obviously the filler, if you skip the filler, I feel like Naruto is not overrated at all, but with the filler, maybe. But just skip the filler. It's not overrated. It's that simple. Just skip the filler and watch Naruto for what it is. It's a good series. Tokyo Ghoul. Read the manga. That's all I've got to say with Tokyo Ghoul. I understand it collapsed under its own edge. Terrible pacing, blah, blah, blah. The anime, yes. It fell apart. Saying that it's overrated, it's valid, but I feel like most people, when they talk about Tokyo Ghoul, they bring up the manga rather than the anime, because the manga is just so much better. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, the Tokyo Ghoul anime is a masterpiece. So, all right. Sword Art Online, valid. Sword Art Online, season 1, it is a cool idea with shallow characters and broken pacing. I'm not gonna lie, but the impact that Sword Art Online had on the anime community and the medium as a whole cannot be understated. It pretty much paved the way for isekai series, and that brought us ReZero, Mushoku Tensei, you know, all these other great isekai series. It brought us that. It created the playing field for it. It showed that there was an interest in it. The series itself, yes, it might be overrated. I don't think a lot of people will go out there and say, oh, Sword Art Online is my favorite series ever. I feel like its impact is more important. Sword Art Online, I agree that the series itself is overrated, but its impact is not. And that brings us to the end of this list. I would give this list a 4. I feel like saying that Naruto, Your Name, and One Piece all back to back are overrated, and Cowboy Bebop, and Death Note, and Fully Cooley. I mean, I understand the point they're trying to make. They're breaking down the series and looking at the series' flaws rather than the series' strong points. Which, you know, that's one way to do it, but I prefer to look at the strong points of each series. We're just gonna go with that, a 4. I feel like there's a lot more overrated series, Solo Leveling, but let's go to the final list. And we're ending off on an absolute banger. We hate to break it to you, but these 10 anime are truly better than Solo Leveling. I don't know what could be better than Solo Leveling. Just seeing how popular it is, seeing how great the animation is. What could be better than Solo Leveling? CBR is about to tell us. Let's go ahead and see what's better than Solo Leveling. Look, I'm not saying anything. This is from the article. This is real. My video influenced this article. I've thought about it a lot. There are different series that evoke different emotions and that are meant to be different forms of entertainment from each other, right? So Frieren is supposed to be a storytelling masterpiece, while Solo Leveling is supposed to be an action thriller, kind of get you up and out of your seat excited, right? It's like comparing apples to oranges. But to sit here and say that Solo Leveling is better than Frieren, it's better in some aspects. Frieren is better in more aspects. So I agree with this. That time I got reincarnated as a slime, I watched all of season 1. It was a decent series. It did not hook me like Solo Leveling did. And look, I enjoyed Solo Leveling. For the amount of shit that I give Solo Leveling, I enjoyed it. It was a fun little show. I feel like Solo Leveling is more interesting than Slime. I'm sorry. Dandadan is better than Solo Leveling. And I say that as a manga reader. I feel like Dandadan has more potential. I feel like Dandadan has a more interesting story, more interesting power system, more interesting characters. Even though I do feel like the characters in Dandadan, they're not shallow, but they are not in depth. But, you know, every character in Solo Leveling is relatively shallow, so Dandadan clears Solo Leveling. Here we go. Bleach. 1000-Year Blood War. Look, the original Bleach is better than Solo Leveling. I am a Bleach glazer. I love Bleach. I would drink Bleach. 1000-Year Blood War is so damn good. The animation is good, and I like how they're adding stuff that was not in the manga. Kubo, who is on the production staff, is literally trying to make up for his past failures where the manga ending was rushed due to his health and Shonen Jump just being Shonen Jump, and he's trying to make up for it by fixing all of his errors. And I respect that. Chainsaw Man, it's a better story. The characters are deeper. Storytelling is better. Power system, far more interesting. I'm gonna agree with this, even though we've only seen, what, 12 episodes of Chainsaw Man so far? It's only going up from here. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, look, this is This is just saying that, oh, the top ranked anime are better than Solo Leveling. Yes, it's true. Fullmetal Alchemist is much better than Solo Leveling. The characters, the story, world building, everything better than Solo Leveling. Look, it's just that simple. Attack on Titan. This is like Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb. I can't even talk about this because it's just so obvious. So Attack on Titan, yes, it is better than Solo Leveling. My Hero. Is My Hero better than Solo Leveling? It's a question that has confused and intrigued scientists from around the world. It's a much deeper story. The world is more interesting. I would give My Hero the edge here, but there's just something about My Hero that I don't like. There's just something about it. But yeah, I do feel that it is a stronger series than Solo Leveling. I think there are infinite more series you could put on this list, but I feel like they put this one on there because, you know, the popularity of My Hero. You could have put Mushishi or Bakemonogatari or the Monogatari series, but you know, My Hero's more popular. It'll get more clicks. Yes. Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby. Mob Psycho is one of the deepest stories in anime, and it's got one of the best side characters. There's so much depth to Mob's brother even, and Reagan. Just seeing Mob come of age and his story, his growth throughout the series, you literally see this kid who doesn't know what he's doing grow up to become far more confident than he was. It is such a masterpiece, and Mob Psycho 100 is 100 times better than Solo Leveling, storytelling-wise, at least. And, I mean, honestly, the animation for Mob Psycho is nothing to scoff at. JJK, I don't really like what he says here, has more impactful deaths. I feel like JJK is better in more ways than just death. I mean, I feel like the animation is just more progressive, if that makes sense. And I mean, the power system's more interesting. The story, there's actually a good story. I mean, it's not a power fantasy. I mean, that's what Solo Leveling is. It's a power fantasy. I just feel like JJK is better in more than just the impactful death. And that's the end. Let's see these comments. This list must have been real easy to make since nearly every anime is better than Solo Leveling. By Tuna. Valid. Hate to break it to me, almost anything is better than mid-leveling. Alright, so we've got a based thread here. I would give this list a 9 out of 10. I mean, it's not hard. I feel like their only fault is My Hero. They could put a different series there and it would probably be correct, but you know, valid. I don't despise Solo Leveling, all right? I'm never going to beat the allegations though. I am a D1 Solo Leveling hater apparently. So that wraps up the anime list review. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. But, you know, we had fun. I gave my shit takes. We saw shit takes. We're all having a good time. Like I said earlier, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. You know, if you think Solo Leveling is the best anime out there, if you think My Hero Academia is the best anime out there, the best thing about being an anime fan is discussing your favorite series with other people. That's gonna wrap up this video. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe. 99% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed. So, can you believe that? Hit that subscribe button. Peace.